So, well, welcome. And this is a panel, Future Moms. And I'm Beth Blecherman. My site is techmamas.com. I'm on Twitter @techmama. I'm also here representing Netgear. And I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and then we're going to have some fun things to talk about.
Thanks, Beth. I'm Jed Gold, CEO and co-founder of tastemakermom.com.
I'm Elizabeth Hamrin, Vice President of Marketing for Dropcam.
Hi, I'm Adam Sager, CEO, co-founder of Canary.
I'm Oren Goyman, CEO and co-founder of Magista.
Hi, John Hall, Senior Brand Manager on the Whirlpool brand.
Great. So I think to give a little context about this discussion, we're talking about the future, right? So a lot of discussion at CES has been about the Internet of Things. And if people want to know what the Internet of Things, it's basically a network of physical objects that contain embedded technology and that communicate and sense and interact. And a lot of the wearable technology you're seeing here at CES is part of the Internet of Things. So, and some interesting statistics about that is in the Huffington Post, I found a quote from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development that by 2022, the average household with 2 teenage children will own roughly 50 internet-controlled devices. Yes, believe it or not, Gartner says the Internet of Things installed base will grow to 26 billion units by 2020, okay? So you can see that when we're talking about the future of moms, the Internet of Things, that devices will be growing. So that kind of gives you the context of this discussion. So the Internet of Things, for all these little devices to communicate, they need the Internet. And I'm also thrilled to be here representing Netgear. And so my presentation today is a little bit about a Wi-Fi mobile hotspot. And I will go to the next slide. There we go. So when you're talking about the Internet of Things, again, that brings the context. As a mom, you can see that already here, I'm already holding my 3 main devices that I carry around each day, my laptop, my phone, and my Wi-Fi hotspot. So for everything to communicate and make it work, I need the Internet. And parents and everyone else in the world, are they sitting around anymore? We're always on the move, right? So to be on the move and to use these Internet-connected devices, what do we need? We need Internet. And the ATT Unite Pro is a new version of the mobile hotspot for the ATT Unite. And the cool thing about it is that when you bring it with you, you basically enable the Internet to communicate with all your devices. And so think about that. How many places, especially parents, do they need the Internet? Not at home, just at home anymore. On road trips in the car, between carpool, sitting there while you're waiting in carpool, paying a couple bills. And a lot of small business people need it to communicate with their clients when they're doing demos. And kids, let's be honest, kids use it a lot. They can not only use it for entertainment, but they need the Internet for doing their homework nowadays. So the ATT Unite Pro is Wi-Fi and beyond. Basically, it's a touch screen. It's right here. It's a touch screen, keyboard, touch screen and keyboard, which is really easy to use. You can use it internationally. So you can basically have Internet access no matter where you are. The cool thing about the ATT Unite Pro also is that it has battery boost, so you can also charge your devices because, let's be honest, we're also carrying our devices with us wherever we go. And how many people's smartphones or tablets have run out of juice during CES, right? I'm sure many people. So it's a nice thing to have a battery boost. And that's how the battery boost works. There's a little USB plug in there. And the cool thing about the ATT Unite Pro, as well as being a Wi-Fi hotspot, it also has 16 hours of battery and Internet access for 15 devices. It's also dual band Wi-Fi. So I was doing this quick demo just to show you that the future of moms is that we basically need not only our devices, but we also need the Internet to connect us. And that's why I wanted to talk about the ATT Unite Pro as a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot that's also secure, so you don't have to use public Wi-Fi. And so this is a great example of the future. So next we have
Thanks, Beth.
Jed.
Thanks, Beth. So I'm Jed Gold, CEO and co-founder of Tastemaker Mom. So what is Tastemaker Mom? Tastemaker Mom is a community of moms whose voices are helping to shape the way that brands, corporations, and causes see the world. We've got more than 20,000 moms who have signed up from more than 2,000 zip codes from around the country. When these moms sign up, they're giving us a ton of information. We collect actually about 100 different pieces of data, which allows us to be really targeted in how we go back and communicate with these women. And the engagement is fantastic. We send them emails on a weekly or every couple times a week, and we'll get responses in the range of 50 to 70% in terms of open rate and engagement. So we have these women who are highly engaged and want to help influence the world that they live in. And we're working with brands on everything from market research to engagement campaigns, marketing, and more. And we've also used the platform as a way to do market research. So for CES, we wanted to get some information about moms and tech and how moms are engaging with tech. So 3 out of 4 moms that we asked, and we asked about 500, we had about 500 respondents to this survey. 3 out of 4 of the moms said that they think technology helps them to become a better mom. One of the interesting things that we also asked them was how often are they engaging with their email and social media? So how many times do they check? More than half said that they're checking their mail and email and social media more than 20 times a day, and 16% said more than 50 times a day. And moms love those mobile devices. 63% said they have more than 4 devices in their home. And after calling, texting, and taking pictures, the most commonly reported uses of their phones were social media, navigation, gaming, and fitness. We know they love their TVs. 74% of the moms said that they have televisions that are connected to wireless streaming devices like Netflix. But if they had to choose, 72% told us they would pick their mobile phones over their TVs. And one of the things that we asked also was, when you leave your phone at home, does that make you happy? Do you feel, are you anxious about it? And 68% reported feelings of anxiety if they left their phone at home, which we thought was really interesting. About a third said they were happy about it, they could use the break, they appreciated it, but the rest sort of were pretty displeased and sort of on a variant ranging up to like really freaking out about not having their phone. So what are moms looking forward to next? They told us Ultra HD TVs, wearable fitness, and home remote controls. We did a ton of other research and have a lot of other information. If you're interested, I'm happy to share that with you after the fact, after this session. And if you want to check out Tastemaker Mom, you can go to tastemakermom.com, and the invite code to get in right now is influence. You can check that out. Thank you very much.
I don't think this is
That's me.
okay.
You hear me all right? How's everyone's day going? Does anybody ever feel like home life's busy? No? Well, I'm married. I got 3 little boys, and I don't know how my wife does it. It's crazy at my house, whether it's the laundry or whether it's cooking meals. I don't know how we keep it all together. Anyone else feel like that at all? A little bit? I see something out there. So, at the core, what Whirlpool is doing right now is we're trying to make that home life simpler. We know that our consumers are busy, they're overstretched, they're overscheduled, and we're trying to make it simpler for these families. So what we're seeing when we start thinking about the future of the home, we're seeing advanced appliances that are fully connected and customized to fit the needs of our consumers. And so let me go here first. What we're doing is we're building a vision of the future home, first on innovation. And when we think about innovation, we think about our products today sense and adapt to our consumer needs. In the future, we're developing products that will start to anticipate consumer needs before they even know that it is a need. We think that appliances have a perception of being cold. They're cold boxes. And we're starting to bring some expression to these boxes to give them some more warmth, some more life. So when you go into the laundry room, it just feels a little bit more warm, a little bit more lighthearted. And these are some front load laundries that we're displaying right now at the Venetian at our booth. And the third area that we're building kind of the home of the future is all around connection. We're seeing a ton of connection here at CES this year. For Whirlpool, connection is the opportunity to merge both your social life with functional needs within the home. So we're at the Venetian right now. We're showcasing a couple products that ladder up to these pillars. The first one that's getting a ton of buzz right now is this interactive cooktop. So the idea is that mom can cook kind of anytime, anywhere on this surface. And today, she may have a cookbook on the side. She may trying in her head to manage who's coming to dinner. She may be trying to understand what's in the fridge, what's in my inventory. She may be wanting to know what's on the weather as she's preparing her meal. And what this cooktop does is it brings it all together right on the cooktop so that the thoughts that are in her head and kind of making it feel like a chore or a task are no longer there, and she can it's kind of a command center, and it makes it a lot easier for her, and she can then spend more of those critical moments in that meal prep with the family and friends that are around her. We've got that on display at the Venetian right now. We're also showcasing audio system. We've through partnership with Harman Kardon, we've got audio system where the audio will read recipes to mom as she's cooking, or else she's just playing some music and creating some nice ambiance in the room. You can see the Duets designs up here, these laundry, but we're bringing design to microwaves to give it that personal touch, a personal style. And then lastly, we're showcasing, obviously, a fully connected home appliance, or fully connected appliances that enable efficient inventory management. Wouldn't you like to know what was in your refrigerator when you're at the grocery store? It also is enabling food recipe selection. So what do I have in my refrigerator that I could actually make a recipe? I know that drives my wife nuts sometimes because she doesn't know what we have to make. And while the refrigerator is talking to the dishwasher, or excuse me, not the dishwasher, the cooktop that's starting to prepare through a scan-to-cook method what the right temperatures that we need to make sure that product, whether it's a pizza or whatever, is cooked perfectly. And we're taking even beyond that, where the dishwasher is anticipating the type of cycles that will be coming, that it will need to run based on what food recipes being developed. And then lastly, in the event that someone spills, let's just say, some pizza tomato sauce on their shirt, the laundry system already kind of knows what type of stain removal it needs to prepare for because it's connected with that journey. And that's some of the stuff that we're showcasing at our booth. So like I said, we see a future that's really all around fully connected appliances and customization to not only sense and adapt to consumer needs, but start to anticipate consumer needs. If anyone's interested, we'd love to showcase, walk you around the Whirlpool booth at the Venetian.
So Dropcam was designed to answer a really simple question, which is what goes on at home when I'm not there? And this is a great question for moms, especially working moms like me, because I can look at my Dropcam and see exactly what's happening when. So Dropcam is a Wi-Fi monitoring camera and a cloud service for your home. And there's really three things that make it different from the variety of cameras and products that have already been out there. One is it was designed with the consumer in mind and being incredibly easy to set up. IP cameras have been around forever, home monitoring cameras. We took that experience and made it less than 2 minutes to get onto your home Wi-Fi network. All you need to know is your Wi-Fi password. You don't have to understand port forwarding. You don't have to understand home networking. The second thing we brought was great HD quality video. So you're familiar with surveillance cameras, you see these grainy images, poor color, poor performance in low light, and we brought incredibly rich HD, full HD 720p video to home monitoring. And the third and probably most important thing is our cloud service. So we were thinking about this DropCam as a service, not just a hardware product. So it's our camera on one end, our cloud service in the middle, and then our apps and devices that allow you to access your home from anywhere. So from your iOS device, from your Android, from your tablet, from any web browser. So we really allow you to connect to your home from anywhere. And in addition to just providing live video streaming, we also have alerts that let you know when something interesting or important happened. So you'll get a motion alert, like, oh, there was motion in your family room, today at 12:42 p.m. From your smartphone, you can go and look and see exactly what happened. As part of DropCam, in addition to the live streaming, which is included with the camera, we also have an optional cloud recording service. So you can record up to 30 days of complete video. So you can go back and see what happened yesterday, what happened today. And lots of interesting things happen when you have access to that. So everything from, unfortunately, people catching burglars, but to people catching their baby's first steps, to seeing, funny things that their dog does. So there's really a whole host of things that, that families, and in particular moms, now have access to with DropCam. In terms of where we see this going, DropCam is actually the biggest inbound video service on the web. We process more video per minute than YouTube by an order of magnitude. So we're processing a massive amount of video data, petabytes every month. And one of the areas that we're investing in is video analysis. So I have these, either 7 or 30 days of video. And now we can help people go back and find things that they might want to save that they can store as clips. I actually did just happen to catch my daughter's first steps on DropCam. We were home over Christmas, and I realized like 2 days later that after she'd started walking that it was actually on the DropCam. So I was able to go back, find the clip, and then I have that forever without having me to be behind the camera or go get it. You're able to capture a bunch of these moments that you wouldn't normally get without actively using a video camera. One of the big areas of focus for us, like I mentioned, is doing video analysis and making your video more useful to you. So we have a new feature called activity recognition. We have a machine learning team that is looking at the video and trying to group together like activities. DropCam has an incredibly wide field of view. It's a full 130 degrees, so you can really see your whole room. So lots of different things happen. You might have your garage, your door to your garage. You might have your TV area. You might have a door out to your patio. So we can group together activities that are similar and indicate them on your timeline with colors. So then I can say, really only show me or notify me of activities like near my garage door, not in the kitchen where my kids are playing. And so we're continuing to invest in those kinds of technologies to make that video stream much more useful. Right now we're analyzing something on the millions and millions of these activities per day, and we'll continue to get better and better. And the final interesting sort of development in terms of the connected home is we think that one of the main things you want to do with a connected home or being connected to your home is to actually see what's going on. So that's kind of the first step, and that was the first step of what we tackled. But moving forward, there's other things that you want to know. So we expect that with now that DropCam Pro has Bluetooth LE, and that's sort of the bet that we're making on the standard of how devices are going to interact in the home. Most smartphones have Bluetooth LE, and that's the device you want to connect with most often, that will be able to incorporate lots of additional data from other sensors around your home. So we really see video as kind of the center point and potential hub for the connected home, and then connecting with a whole variety of other devices, from the obvious door sensors to all kinds of other sensors that haven't even been developed yet. Thank you.
Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you I'm going to interrupt
Sure.
for one question. So first of all, note to self and audience, do not install a hot tub in your backyard and forget that you have a DropCam, okay? And
Yes, there's many things that you see that you maybe don't want to see too.
Exactly.
So that's the
Too
thing
much
to be careful of.
TMI. So, but we've made our living oversharing. So, but we now know what we're doing in our homes. Do you know what we're doing in our homes?
Absolutely not. So that's a great question. One of the big focuses for us is security and privacy. So we are not able to see anyone's video stream, and we take we invest heavily in making sure that no one else can either. So this camera that's in your home, the video is actually encrypted on the device before it is sent to the cloud. So even if you're on an open Wi-Fi network or your home network is not secure, your video is secure. It is also encrypted when it's streamed back down to any of your devices. Cameras are by default private. You're able to share them with family and friends if you like, or make them public. A small number of our customers actually make their cameras public. But the vast majority of people keep them private. And like I said, we're using encryption at all phases of the system, as well as the fact that Dropcam is actually a cloud-based system makes it more secure in that this camera is only communicating with the cloud service, not with the public internet. Thank you, Rob.
Hi, I'm from Magisto. Magisto is a video storytelling platform that helps parents and people to tell their story using photos and videos. So a few questions for you, us parents, to kind of think about what we do with our most precious things after our kids, which is the photos and videos of them. So how many people, people's camera rolls look like that? And how come that the most precious memories end up here? And have you thought about what your friends really think when you do share those endless videos and photos with them? This is what they think. So that's not going to change, not easily. And that's why we, in order to change that, we have to do something with the raw footage. No one wants to consume raw footage. It has to be produced, right? What do you consume on TV? What do you consume on film? It's always produced. But somehow, we're supposed to look at surveillance cameras, which is our cameras. Not interesting. So if you want to do the process of producing your videos and photos, that's what expects you. Oh, sorry. That's what it means to tell a story. So, you might do it once, and that's going to be a one-time experience. So what do you do? And that's how, we got to Magisto. I'm a father of 4. And when my first daughter was born, me and my wife bought a camcorder, started to shoot video. And when I looked at the results, I was horrified. I mean, what am I supposed to do with it? And we had a party with guests, and we had to edit a video. So, like 2 weeks later, when we had this good 5 minutes of video that we can share with our guests, it suddenly came up that this has to be turned to a click, a one click. If someone expects us to use the cameras to really tell a story and make it interesting, it has to be a click. And that's what we've done. So we've built Magisto. Magisto was born actually 2 years ago here in CES. And we created this incredibly sophisticated artificial intelligence technology that runs on a cloud and is able to edit and understand photos and videos like a human editor. And for the point of the user, for you it's pressing a button and you're going to get your story told, fully edited, fully produced in a matter of minutes. So we've been here a year ago, and we've been here with 3 million users. It's an app. It runs on iOS, Android, web. So 3 million users a year ago, and we've grown to over 19 million users in a year. Got some awards like the best apps of 2014 for iOS and Android, and Editor's Choice on Google Play. But we found out there's some footage that some of our magic cannot fix. So we are too occupied as parents to when we shoot photos and videos, we want to be at the moment. We don't want to be obsessed with the controls, changing from photo mode, video mode, slow motion, full motion, filters. It's just too much. our kids are, don't do that, no, no, no. You have to be there, not with the camera. So we thought that in addition to providing you with a video editor to work for you 24/7, you'd probably need a photographer and a director, essentially an entire camera crew. And that's what we show here. It's a cam crew technology. We've developed it with Qualcomm. It's featured in their booth and also in our booth in the Venetian. And the idea is that you get a photographer and director to work for you 24/7. Whenever you take out the camera, someone cares how you're going to take your photos and videos. So the idea is that you can use the camera, and then you can highlight people that you want Magisto to notice. For instance, this might be my son. And from now on, Magisto will start to pick up photos and videos of the person that you like or the person you want to highlight automatically, setting focus, photo, video mode, anything. If there's a good smile, there's a good Kodak moment, it will take it. If there's an option to create a better photo, even if you don't know what's framing, Magisto will let you know how to make it better. And by the time you press done, it's already ready. So the story is ready. Instead of being stuck with lots of photos and videos you don't know what to do with, you'll get something like that. You can share it in a click, privately, publicly, Facebook, YouTube, email, however you want. So the idea is that we want to turn the problem of being stuck with this tons of footage that we don't know what to do with, this pile of footage. We talk about billions of life experience per day, billions. And what do you do with it? So we want to turn it into gifts. It's the gift of sharing life experiences. And you can do it in a click. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Adam Sager with Canary. I'm not a huge fan of PowerPoints after having been a consultant for a number of years, so I'm just going to talk today for a couple of minutes, introduce us and the product. Of course, you're welcome to come visit our booth and see more of the Venetian as well. And we're also featured in the Qualcomm booth with our product. This is it. We're calling it the first smart home security device for everyone. And I'll explain just quickly what that means. From smart home security, the actual device itself features a lot of sensors inside. So HD video, it's 1080p quality, audio, high frequency audio, temperature, humidity, air quality sensor, night vision, motion detection, a speaker, a siren, Wi-Fi connectivity, Ethernet, optional Ethernet port, and accelerometer, and more, all within this device that is set up in literally 30 seconds. It connects directly to your mobile phone. It's designed from the start to be the easiest way to do security in your home environment. Now, when we talk to other companies, my background's in security. I was in the Israel Defense Forces and spent my career in security business. And when we talk to people here about security, the other companies that deal with security don't get it. And the reason is because it's a completely different approach. The way we look at security is not, let's put sensors all around the home, and so you can know when your doors and windows are open, and send an alert to a call center, and they may call the police. That, in our mind, is the old way of doing security. That, in our mind, is the way that leads to 99% false alarms, and that leads to annoyance, and the alarms going off, and your neighbors being called, and you really have no idea what happened in your home because you probably don't have a camera in there anyway. And if you're a renter, like many of us, like myself currently, then you're not going to install something in your home if you can't take it with you afterward. So while home automation is great and it's interesting and everyone's talking about it at CES this year and last year and the year before and I think in the 80s also, we are not focused at all on home automation. We are doing security and we're building the single device that you can literally place on a table, connect to your phone, and all the data is then sent to the cloud where we analyze it and look for anomalies. So we're geolocating your cell phone to know if you're home or if you're not. We are looking at patterns of behavior. So if you have a pet and we've seen the pet one day and the next day, we'll then ask you, do you have a dog? Very simple, very easy. There's nothing you have to do. We're going to ask you. And if you answer yes, then we're not going to keep alerting you every time the dog walks in front of the camera. Same thing is with patterns of behavior. You come home at 3 o'clock, or your child comes home at 3 o'clock. These are things that we can recognize and understand. And the whole point is to make your life easier. There's no arming and disarming, it's automatic. Everything involved in the security experience is completely different from what exists today. We had launched the product over the summer. We've been working on it for the last 2 years. We had a crowdfunding campaign. It was the most successful Indiegogo campaign, still is in their history, and most successful connected home product, also in crowdfunding. And we're really proud to be shipping the product on time in a couple of months from now. And we have a great team. We're based in New York, and we really are excited to be here. Just as a final thought before I sit down and join the panel, the reason why we're here and the reason why we chose to be in the Mommytech area in the Venetian is one of the main core reasons that we developed this device in the beginning is my wife and I talking about security and having a conversation about how security is not built. I would never get security, or I need it, but why would I ever go buy security? We started talking about it. We realized that security is not built for women. In fact, it's not even built for a lot of men. It's built for very specific groups of people, and we want to change that. So from the start, we spent a lot of time in designing the product with multiple colors and brushed aluminum that can sit in your home, in your living room, and look like a beautiful device that can be set up easily, and that can give you a connection to your home and your family so you can watch over your kids or your elderly parents in a way that is typically very difficult or cumbersome to do today. So we're really excited and we're proud to be here with such amazing companies. So happy to be part of this panel. Thank you.
Thanks. Just to kind of follow up on the topic of security, I also wanted to mention the ATT Unite Pro. Again, it's a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot, allows you to access the internet. It's secure, so you don't have to worry about if you're at cafes anymore, or let's say hotel Wi-Fi, because you have your own secure internet access with you, and for up to 15 devices. So, but I also wanted to give some time for the audience to ask questions. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
At what point are you going to talk to him? Right? Because I mean, you guys are gathering all this data about home living patterns, and he's the guy who's got the stuff that uses those patterns, so that you know when people get up in the morning, so he knows when to turn on the coffee maker. You know when people aren't there or are there, so he knows when to turn the thermostat up or down. So it's Nest or Whirlpool or anybody.
So I'll quickly answer that. From our perspective, we sold tens, thousands of products in our short time that we've been around, and we've asked thousands of people about home automation, who they want to connect to, and a very, very, very small percentage of them actually cared. Our customers, I'm not saying other people don't, but our customers aren't focused on home automation. They're very focused on solving this problem of security. How do I know who's in my home and who's not in my home? So from our perspective, we're enabling our product to do that perhaps in the future, but at this current time, it's something that we're not focused on, and maybe down the road that might be an interest for us.
I would say as we will look at the universe of devices that are important to people and look at how our customers want to integrate with them. And so when we start to see, that a big percentage of our customers have these devices, which hopefully they will, then it'll make sense for us, to your point, to look at, actually these products are better working together. And I think that, we, similar to what Adam said, are focused on what is the problem that we're solving today. But the problems today, we can very rarely predict, in some cases, the problems or the opportunities tomorrow. So I think what people say they want today, if you ask people in the BlackBerry era, are you going to buy a smartphone that doesn't have a keyboard? They would have said, no way. But, look at the iPhone. So things change as new products come in, and in this case, come into the home, so we'll look at integrating with the ones that are important, that will improve the DropCam experience by being a part of it.
Yeah, I would just say that that's one of the big things that we're excited about here at CES is we're trying to connect those dots right now. And as we're showcasing some of the kind of the plans that we have for the future, we're also having those type of conversations that you're talking about. Because once those dots are connected, that home life will become a lot more simple, a lot more efficient for mom. And then there's also like an incredible amount of big data that would be kicked off with what's going on in that house, in the kitchen specifically, the heart of the house, that I know a lot of people in this room would love to have access to.
Just one last thing. I think he might be able to help you with some of that raw footage that you're shooting.
I was thinking that. Exactly.
I'm going to ask a related question. I'm less concerned about your products working together, but I would be really interested in managing, having a control that I can manage all of them from one place instead of going to 6 different dashboards or apps. How do you plan to address that?
For me specifically?
It's an issue that is going to, I mean, you have a security solution. I like it. I like Nest. I like Dropcam. Am I going to 6 different apps to control all these home automation solutions?
Yeah, I can speak to that a little bit. I mean, our vision is one location that does it all. And we've got specifically appliances sitting in the right part of the home to get that will really kind of help that home life become simpler. But honestly, that's not our core competence, and so that's where we're looking through partnerships to develop that one kind of easy to operate, whether it's an application that connects it all.
I got to jump in for a minute. So actually on the show floor, you'll see a company called Revolve, and they have a universal remote to tie your TiVo and your Nest and all your other things. There are a number of companies trying to do that. If you remember the era of universal remotes for your entertainment, I call these the divorce makers. Because you've never not had a fight over, all I wanted to do was watch the program, honey. So you're seeing that in the home now, but it will get there where you'll have one universal device to control your devices. And eventually, we talked about this morning on kids, as Bluetooth devices talk to themselves rather than just to you, they'll just talk to each other. And if the best example of that is down at the Venetian show floor in the Google car that drove itself here. When you look at it, that's a bunch of devices talking to each other. It's LiDAR and radar and cameras and sensors, and they got here just fine without us. So that's a little frightening, but you can see it.
But then I would argue about your question, it's when it comes to, you look for this kind of new Internet of Things talking to each other. Think about your smartphone. How many apps do you have? How many apps do you have only for photography right now? So I don't think that's not going to happen ever. You're going to have tons of apps to do that. There's not going to be one dashboard like we don't see. I mean, we're trying to do some consolidation, providing for photography one app that solves everything you need for photo, video editing, filtering, sharing, everything, and curation. But even that is challenging, and only for photography, which is one feature of the smartphone, right? So you're talking here about something that's going to take a long time to happen.
I totally agree 100% with what he said. I think that it's not necessarily a problem that people have yet. Maybe they will in 10 years. The vast majority of people don't have many connected devices in their home right now, and they're not interacting with them on an everyday basis. So I don't think it's a problem yet that people are like, oh, if I have to press the home button and then press the next app to change my thermostat or whatever, that might be a problem if eventually the home is full of them, but I think that's probably a long way away. I think people still are looking for solving very particular problems, whether it's monitoring or security or safety or temperature or something else, and they'll find the best apps and solutions for those problems.
Can I just add that I think it's also an evolution, because I think that if you look at parents, their smartphone is their dashboard. And yes, we have to go into a bunch of different apps, but we're so happy now that we have a dashboard. So maybe the next evolution is taking that dashboard and making it more synced together. So, are there any more questions?
We have a question for Adam. In an average 2,000 square foot home, how many of your devices do you need to feel very secure?
Sure. So the approach we have is that, the question is, in an average home, like a 2,000 square foot home, how many devices would you need to feel secure? So the approach we have is that, and we came to this from a security point of view, is that the majority of physical places, like homes, have common areas. And so if you're in an apartment, most apartments, 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartments, have one common area. And you probably would just need one device, put it in that common area, has a wide angle lens, can see, hear, or feel what's going on around, and that would be enough. In a home, if it had multiple entrances, you may need 2 or 3. If you're looking for something, sensors in all your rooms, cameras in all your rooms, or whatever, then we're not the right solution for that. And we think that that's probably not right for most people anyway. Most people want a very good sense of, is my house safe? Are the people that in there supposed to be in there, the bad people out? What's happening at any given time? And that you can find out from this collection of a few common areas and maybe one in your child's room if you want to monitor your child as well. So a small number, we believe, is sufficient for majority of people.
Any other questions? Okay, we're done? Okay, well, thanks so much. We're done.
Thank you.